you don't really know what's going to happen.
We want to make sure that everyone can be chasing that American dream.
Sometimes the only way to succeed is just to not give up. Now they know
The other side.
All right, well, Aaron, we've known each other for quite a while now, several years. Mike and I have hung out with you several times, gone to hockey games, and got to see the real Aaron, the real off-the-clock Aaron,
Oh, boy.
Wild and rambunctious, very youthful spirit.
Sure.
Yeah, and all that stuff. And so we're so excited to have you on the Other Side podcast today to learn more about you, what you've been up to, how you got here. And it should be a really, really good time. So please, everybody, welcome. Mr.
Oh shit!
Aaron.
We are off. That's the first time we've been off the other side. Oh my god, we've never been off sync like that. You should hear if you listen to every other episode, dude. We've been on sync at every single episode.
Well, what the difference is that we did it at the end, and now you're trying to do it at the beginning. You're messing up my intro. You're trying to take over my space because this is my podcast.
Yeah, I think
Why
that's
would you
what's
do
happening.
this to him, Mike?
Yeah, I don't know. It's my fault. I can leave.
Why are you ruining my thing?
Do you like doing this to him?
Yes, just to leave me on this figure. Just have you holding one arm, fighting air. John Cena.
You're only here for the
Yeah.
loans.
Yeah, the diversity card.
Oh my gosh, it's DEI initiative.
Yeah.
It's our initiative.
Yep. We can say we're DEI compliant on our website now.
Absolutely, and he's a Canadian too. Well, not anymore because he's turned to the dark side.
Yep,
the
US
United States
citizen.
of America. When Mike became a citizen, we threw him a Welcome to America party, even though he's been here since he was a child. And we had like Coors Light and hot dogs and all sorts of hamburgers at everybody's place. It was
was great.
hilarious.
Watching baseball games.
Yeah, we did the whole shenanigans short of renting a bald eagle.
Well, we're really proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
to the
so
States.
Mike's turn. He's now a United States citizen. He had to recant actually his citizenship to the great state of Canada.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, dude. They literally like when you actually become a citizen, you have in your I guess almost like the vows or whatever. But when you in your when you're doing your oath or whatever, what the
Your
fuck it is?
nuptials.
Yeah, they basically in the sentences you have to read out is you will like give up your right to be a citizen in the other country, and that's pretty much you're only an American from now on. So it's pretty crazy because it's not really true because I'm still a citizen of Canada too.
That's really
Are you?
interesting.
Yeah, you're still dual citizens, but you just can't. They won't let you. You have to say you're gonna not be a citizen of Canada while you're becoming a United States citizen. It's weird.
I wonder why they would want to do that.
Allegiance, taxes.
Right, yeah.
So anywhere you go in the world, they could
Allegiance.
tax you. Anywhere you go in the world, they're like, oh, well, you're a U.S. citizen, so we're going to tax you anyways. Because if you live in Singapore, but you're a U.S. citizen, you still pay U.S. taxes.
Yep.
Nice little deal they got there for themselves. Like, oh, by the way, we don't really care where you are. We just want your money.
Facts.
Yeah, very good. All right, man. Well, let's get into some stuff. I've got some stuff to share with you.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. So we like to do this every once in a while here, but I just asked ChatGPT about you a little bit.
Oh, no.
Just to see what they would say.
Yeah. Do some digging.
I'm
for us.
fascinated.
They're like this wildly handsome and what? The
Yeah,
world
that
is
sounds
alone.
right.
Okay,
Keep
no.
going.
In 2008, did you know? Rookie of the Year. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
ChatGPT taught me that in 2008. Rookie of the Year. Well done.
Thank you.
By the way, it specifically said you're awarded in the first full year of business for outselling his peers by over $2 million in
Sounds
sales.
about right.
Holy
Damn.
smokes. I mean, we can just start off right there. Woo, my God. All right. You were the lead agent in an expansion team in just 3 years in 2011. You moved off and you were the lead. Is that correct? Or is ChatGPT lying to me?
So 2006 is when I got my real estate license, like middle towards the end of 2006, and then jumped all in 2007. And in 2007, the real estate market crashed, right?
I
the
remember.
housing market
That was a fun time.
fell. And that was, so that's when I got into the business. And so that first full year of really getting into the business, 2008, I earned that Rookie of the Year through the association. So it wasn't just
Very
through the
cool.
brokerage or anything, it was through the whole association.
Wow.
Which was a really big deal at the time.
Like NAR?
No, through the Portland
regional.
Metro Association.
Portland Metro, still, that's huge.
Realtors.
That's so much. That's amazing.
It's a significant volume of real estate agents in the marketplace at that time when the market crashed, right? A lot of people were getting out of the industry and I was jumping into it, not knowing anything
Dude,
about
that's
anything.
the best though, isn't it? Because you learn how to do business when it's impossible.
Right.
And then as things ease up, you're like, wow, this is not that difficult anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
I started when it was impossible.
yeah, it was wildly difficult at the time. A lot of peanut butter and jelly and top ramen, right?
Yeah, the rice and beans, baby.
For sure.
Yeah.
But at that time, it was solo agent Aaron just living in the trenches, doing everything that I thought was right to find the clients, to, provide the service values that I wanted to provide. And then about 5 or 6 years of that journey, decided to partner with somebody. And this is where I became the lead buyer's agent on a team. And in my first year working with that team, I actually ended up transacting over 107 transactions, or I transacted 107 transactions that year as a buyer specialist working exclusively with buyers.
Damn.
Wow.
So
well done.
Really crushed the sales volume and the units and the service model in the industry. And it was unheard of at that time. There was only one other person that we really knew of that sold 100 homes in 1 year as a buyer's agent.
Yeah.
So that got me some national recognition because nobody else is doing it.
Even ChatGPT knows about it. That's incredible. That's cool.
Today, it's not as impressive, right? I mean, back in the day, a brokerage selling 100 homes was a big deal, let alone a team of agents, let alone an individual on a team, right? It's a big, big deal.
Yeah.
Today, people that I coach, you sell 100 homes, I'm like, keep your chin up, buddy. Everything will be okay.
Damn.
You'll be fine.
Why is it so much more normalized?
Well, it's kind of like the 4-minute mile idea.
Right. Once somebody does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roger Bannister ran the 4-minute mile after everybody in history said, you will die if you do this. And yet he proved,
Yeah.
after years and years and years of trying, he accomplished it. And shortly thereafter, I mean, within a week, I think somebody else accomplished it. And then the next person.
What is that about our human brains?
Right.
Why is that?
Once you see it, then you believe you can achieve it. And sometimes the mind's eye is just limited to what you believe can actually be a reality. And I mean, Napoleon wrote the book Think and Grow Rich. And you don't need to read the book. That's the story of the book. If you can't think it in your mind's eye, the odds of it ever coming to reality is slim to none. So you first have to get that internal belief of like, this is what it's going to look like in our future. This is what we believe that we will be able to have by doing this activity. And this is what it's going to look like. Then we just start working towards accomplishing it, finding out what actually works and what doesn't work.
Damn. Who was your role model when you were 18 getting into the real estate? Wait, you said 2007?
Yep.
It's 18.
I just graduated. So were you just graduating too, or?
So I'm a high school dropout. Dropped out. I was supposed to be.
It's called a lead-in.
Would have been class of 2000. Would have been class of 2000, but dropped out as a freshman and got my GED and went straight into the workforce. So yeah, 2007 was 22, 23 years old.
Okay.
What was your job? Like, what did you do in high school age?
I worked so this is 97. I started in a company off 82nd.
Hey, there you go.
Yep. So real high quality.
Printer repair.
No, it was a gas station barbecue supply company. And so they sold high-end fireplaces and barbecues, but also sold propane. So it was like the whole Hank Hill.
Propane accessories.
That's right. That was legitimately my job. And I started just pumping propane, making minimum wage, but also earning tips and little overrides from being a great, service guy. And so did that for a long time. So it was like Y2K, actually, 1999. I remember December 31st, man, we had a line like a mile long with people trying to prep and get fuel for their, whatever prepping stuff.
Gosh, I remember that.
Yeah.
It was incredible to experience that. But then I went into like sales. I got onto the sales floor and started working with people and just help them, find, like, we're talking high-end barbecues. People are spending $10,000 on a barbecue.
Damn.
Right?
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, and it's like, well, I don't have that kind of money. Who does this stuff? And so anyways, I got really good just talking with clients, figuring out what their wants and needs are, figuring out what the best options would be for them, showing them, all the available products that we sell, moving them forward towards making a purchase decision.
Rinse and repeat.
Yeah. And so I got recognized as that. And so they put me into a sales role and did really well there, and then became assistant manager, and then had the opportunity to work with the regional new store development guy, traveling across the country, opening up these new stores, which at 20 years old was really, really cool. So I got to get on a plane, 2 times a week, 3 times a week.
Ooh, that's exciting when you're young.
Yep. Went to Franklin, Tennessee, Nanuet, New York.
Franklin, Tennessee is a ritzy place.
It was cool. I really enjoyed it.
There.
Yeah, so I spent a few weeks in there, and I just helped like stock the store and then train the management staff on what we do, what we sell, how we order from vendors, the point of sale system, yada, yada. And then I would split. And then I met my wife. And at that time, it was like, hey, we're getting really serious. I don't want to travel anymore. It's no longer as fun as it used to be, right? And so I told the company, I was like, hey, I want to get fixed here locally because my bride to be is. And they were like, well, let's just one more job, which was in California. So I got an opportunity to go down to California, and they gave me a housing stipend, and they were like, we'll just make it your store if you and your wife will move there. I'm like, all right. So my wife and I moved to California for a couple of years, opened a retail store there, managed that for a couple of years, and had our baby, our son, our first kid. And then we moved back home. And then this is when everything started shifting in the economy. So like 2005, 2006, I started seeing writing on the wall. And so I went to my father-in-law at that time. You asked me who my role model is.
Yeah.
And it's my father-in-law for sure. This guy's amazing. He, at the time, had his own architecture practice. And I just really, really respect and admire this guy. Very different upbringing to his family than what I experienced in my family. And he just became an instant father figure to me, right? And so I asked him, I said, hey, if you could do anything different, knowing what you know now and live the life that you've lived, what would you do? And he was like, Aaron, commercial real estate, man. Like, what? Commercial real estate? He's like, oh, yeah. These guys are whining and dining people. They make tons of money. They live a great lifestyle. And you're a great salesperson. Like, you would do really well in this. I'm like, okay. So he's like, I'll introduce you to a few people. And again, the architect introduced me to these big wigs at Marcus Millichap and CBRE. And we got to lunch. We went to the famous spot in downtown Portland that has the open-faced turkey, Huber's.
Yep.
So we were there eating lunch, and they just tried to scare the hell out of me. Right? They're like, what makes you think you'd be good at this? Can you prolong earning income for a year or a year and a half because it's going to take this much time to close transactions and all this stuff, right? Those are the things I was like, oh man, like I'm actually really excited about this. It sounds scary, and yet I also have a weird belief that I can also accomplish this thing, but I also am a realist and I don't have enough money to survive for this period of time. But then I learned about residential real estate. And residential real estate, the average turn time is about 30 days of contract to close, where commercial is much more prolonged. So I was like, okay, if I can't do commercial real estate today, I'll get into residential, I'll make a little bread, and then I'll move into commercial. That's how it started.
Damn. Did you ever move?
No.
I don't think you did.
I
I've
actually
never heard you talking about commercial.
Well,
really.
I do have my CCIM designation. I did go through the education. I understand it at a pretty high level, although I chose to stay in the residential space because honestly, I'm good at it, and I really like the fluidity of it, the consistency and the volume
totally
aspect.
matters.
Yeah.
They're just the people you get to meet, the stuff that you're directly impacting people's lives significantly.
Right. Yeah.
It's a little different than like trying to get somebody a good TI deal.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
I love real estate, but I really love helping people. Like I'm a servant of people.
That's very true, though. I mean, like people say that, and then you hang out with people who are like, oh yeah, that's actually real.
Yeah, you can smell the commission breath pretty easily.
Yeah. Totally.
Not the people who say that and they don't actually believe in it.
Yeah.
I remember meeting a couple agents back in the day when we were just financial guys, and like I remember like it was almost like I could tell they were just waiting for the hour to come up so they could start selling me so who's your realtor kind of person, and I'm like, I don't think he listens. I felt like they didn't listen to me at all the entire time, and they just wanted to like, okay, so how are we gonna get you in a home?
That just sucks.
Yeah, and I know. And I was like, yeah. And to be fair, I know where they're at now, and that they're not there anymore. So,
yeah.
But I do remember that feeling of like you honestly did not care at all. But you probably didn't even remember what I said. If I asked you questions about our conversation, you just wanted to wait till the end to close.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But
I appreciate that. That's not you.
Yeah, that's not
very
you at all.
clearly. Very good. Okay, a couple of things. You did that. But now you're also a Keller Williams Executive Maps Mastery Coach, which is like the highest level in maps, right?
Yeah.
In executive level. So congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
You coach some of the most influential and successful agents that I've ever personally met. A lot of them have been through you and your coaching.
Yeah.
Just incredible. I mean, where was the transition from Obviously, you got into real estate, thought it was commercial, went residential, and then you're like, I'm actually really good at coaching through this as well. Like, my team is successful. I've done it, personal experience. Where was the shift to coaching?
So coaching came naturally. It was actually a natural progression of growth. So I was selling a lot of real estate, and I don't know if you know this about me, but when I sold 107 homes, I literally was going to get out of the real estate industry. I was done. I was like, I make a lot of money, but I'm not living a quality life. And I'm on a team at this point, and I don't really have good administrative support, so I'm still doing everything. And so I went and applied to become a police officer.
Really?
Yeah, legitimately. I mean, I went through everything, the physical ability testing and everything. And I went to the final interview, and there was, all the people lined up, and they were like, we're really excited about you. You meet all the criteria. You are our guy for the Portland Police Bureau. And again, this is $70,000 a year, working 4 days a week, 10-hour shifts. I was like, this sounds great. And when I'm done working, I'm done.
Yeah.
Right? I hang up my phone, I'm done. Plus, I like adrenaline stuff. So I was thinking, I went on a couple ride-alongs with some friends, got into some crazy stuff. And
this shit is awesome.
It was awesome. It was wild. But so I was going to quit, but the guy said, hey, we want to bring you on. You just have to prove, or you have to give us your college certificate saying, you have this many quarter hours and you have to do all this, that, and the other. And I was like, well, I can do everything except the college. I'm a high school dropout, remember? And they're like, well, it's only 2 quarter hours that you need to, or something like it, 2 quarters that you need to have. So go get it done and then come back in. You have a job here. And I was like, well, I did 150 hours in real estate school. 2 quarters, no big deal. I can knock that out real fast. Well, no, that's like 2 years.
Oh my gosh.
So I went to my business partner at the time, and actually still my business partner to this day. And I told him, I confessed, it was like, hey, I'm looking for an out. And he's like, you're out of your mind, man. You're one of the most successful real estate agents. You can't get out of this business. You just need to learn leadership and leverage opportunities because you're not living a life by design. It's more by default right now. Yeah. And you're just doing it.
Ooh, that's a real accounting phrase right there.
Yeah, that's what we say.
Yeah, we say that a lot.
Oh, it's great, man.
Yeah.
And it's so true, but it's hard to see, the trail through the forest when you're in it.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
It's so hard. So he looked and he's like, look, you're doing everything great, but you're not setting good expectations with your clients. You're letting people, dictate when you're available, all these things. And so he helped coach me and train me on a new way of doing things. But then also said, and I want you to start working with these other people, and I'm gonna give you a share of their revenue as they start succeeding, because you're coaching and training them now. You're gonna model the behaviors that we want them to have. And so that year we grew our sales team to like 3 or 4 other people. And we sold like 400 houses collectively as a team. I sold 86 the second year.
Slacking.
On this, I know. But I actually made a little more money than I did the year prior, because I was helping other people and I was earning a little share on them.
Yeah.
Then there was an opportunity with Keller Williams. They were launching a new brokerage in the Tri-Cities. And the leader on my team had an opportunity to like help support them in that launch, to bring the culture and like help them just build the brand before they actually had the brick and mortar and the license and the franchise rights and all that stuff. So we were working with them independently to like coach them on. My partner was doing this, not me, just him on his own. And so there's doing this remote coaching and like lead service providing, saying, hey, this is what we do. If you do this, you'll be able to model this behavior. You can grow. You can attract a lot of people when you develop your branch. Well, they was in about 6 months into this partnership, and it was failing. And we had these contracts with lead service providers that we couldn't get out of. But he confessed to me saying, hey, I think I'm going to just like shut this down, cut the losses. Wow. I'm like, well, if we've got 6 more months on this, why don't you just let me do what I'm doing here in Portland over there remotely? And he's like, if you can do that, I'll give you a rip on them, a cut on their commissions. I'm like, let's go. And there was 3 partners there. And over the next 12 months, I got them selling over 100 homes, made good money on that. And then that naturally progressed to my partner going, hey, if that works here, maybe we can do it somewhere else. So we went into Boise, Idaho. There was an agent that he identified as wanting to do something similar. We brought him over. I started coaching him. Also over 100 homes.
Wow.
Just started really intentionally listening to their goals, looking at their flaws, what are the challenges they're faced with, helping them hold themselves accountable to the schedule, and just being coached proficiently towards results, right?
Is the schedule the most important factor in getting to 100 homes in a year?
The schedule is one of the biggest factors for sure. I think a lot of it's mindset.
What do people do wrong in their schedules?
Well, they don't have extreme clarity on what they should be doing during the time blocks. So there's really, in real estate, and I think in most businesses, there's really just a handful of things that need to have to happen. They have to get done consistently. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for the roller coaster of highs and lows. And it's much easier said than done. That's for sure. We all know that.
Yeah.
But you have to practice your skill set, for one. You have to develop new ways of doing the business to lead towards proficiency and like the psychological acceptance that I'm really freaking good at this. Whether it's contracts, distributing contracts, getting an agreement on it, setting appointments for new potential clients is a big one. Those types of things. Like you have to get proficient with it. And a lot of us just aren't great at it.
If there was like one thing that you wish every one of your agents would switch in their calendar, they would stop doing and or start doing, what would it be?
Switch in their calendar?
Yeah, like you're talking about they don't have extreme clarity on what they're doing. You're giving us several different instances of things that you would like people to do, like things that they need to get done, right?
Yeah.
So you've got set, an appointment setting, you've got like all these different things you'd have. I'm saying if there was like one thing, you're like, hey, listen, you need to take 2 hours a day and do this one thing, like consistently every day. Like what's like the main hinge pin?
So everybody's in a different spot in their journey. I can give you a simple answer, but it doesn't work for everybody.
Give me the most simple answer. Like the most
simple
generic
answer is they need to do lead generation to finding future business.
There you go.
And until that becomes your one thing ultimately. And until your one thing is done, everything else should be a distraction for you.
Yeah, and
Like,
to
you have
your
to find
point, like
future
some people aren't
business.
in the spot where they need to spend tons of time doing that. But if they ever went down on lead generation, that would be the first thing they would need to start up again.
Well,
Is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily, because if you don't have a database of leads to or people to prospect to generate a lead from that yields a result, then you need to be focused on growing your database. And so it may not be a quote unquote lead generation aspect more than it is getting involved to actually grow your database of people that know you, trust you, and like you, that can and will do business with you, right?
Those are good qualifications.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that they will, but they could.
Yeah.
Right? And if you bumped into them at the grocery store, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, long time no see. Like, I recognize you. I like you.
Yeah.
You need that.
Nathan did that when he recruited me. He said the main name of the game on the financial side, because when he was interviewing me, I was like, dude, I'm a warehouse worker. I don't know shit about shit. I don't know anything about money or any of that stuff. And he told me the name of the game was this client acquisition, no matter what you're doing. He said, you don't have to know everything. You don't have to know, and I have people who know shit that can help you. I just need you to go get the people.
That's right.
And that was what I was really good at, was client acquisition. So I just talk to everyone, bring everyone, build that circle, build the trust, and get people like me, just be authentically me, which duh.
Who doesn't like that?
No, and you guys do such a great job at that, which is why I love being in business with you guys, because of the way you represent your brand and the community that we serve as well. I love what you guys do and how you
Thank
show
you
up.
very much.
Here's the thing, though, is when you're brand new, you ain't getting a classroom or a room full of people to want to listen to you. And you guys have gotten really good at this. But my guess is early on, it's a one-off cherry picking.
Yep.
You got to go direct and be
Dude.
a sniper focus on who you're
Correct.
looking for.
Correct.
Dude, yes.
So early on,
Yes.
depending on the person, it's like, hey, we got to get clear on who you're looking for and who you need to be in business with. Now, there's core strategies on who you should target and attract. But oftentimes it's like friends and family or some sort of like community network that you should be involved with anyways. And get really in tune with that. Maybe it's a geographic farm because you happen to live in this area and you love it. Well, you need to meet everybody in that farm and gain permission to stay in conversation with them through collecting their name, phone number, email address. Once you gain permission, then it's about systematically communicating with them consistently, just staying top of mind, and good things happen.
Yeah, we were talking right before we started recording about like how a lot of people would love to reuse their agent but don't.
Right. Like crazy big numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the National Association of Realtors puts out a report every single year. It's one of the primary benefits of our partnership with them. It's called the Profile of Home Buyers and Sellers. And every year they study home buyers and sellers, and they find it's very consistent. It's around 85% or 90% of people say 100% hands down can and will use my real estate agent again. And then fast forward 7 to 11 years
Didn't
when
do
that
it.
yeah, it's like 15% actually use the same agent that they use.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
It's crazy.
Oh, that hurts my heart, man. Like that's crazy.
That's money on the table.
Oh, significant.
If here's a random question. If we only had real estate agents who performed well and did a good job, what percentage of the current licensed people would we actually need?
Oh my gosh. Well, there's about 4 million transactions in the US, and a really good real estate agent with high values and quality services can truly do 100, 114, 120 a year without a high degree of leverage, like honestly. So do the math.
Yeah.
40,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You want to know what's so funny? Yeah, it's 40,000.
Okay.
But the funny thing is that,
There's like 1.5 million.
well, no, there would be 400,000.
Oh, 400,000. Yeah.
Yeah, to get to 4 million.
There's 400,000 that would be needed that
that could service everybody.
at a really high level.
So 40. So I mean, what was there this last year? How many people didn't renew? What percentage? I'm sure they put that out too, right?
I don't know.
It's
I'm
a
sure they
huge
did.
number.
It's a
didn't renew
huge
this year.
number, yeah.
But like, how many licensed agents are there total in the United States?
It's
right
like
now?
1.5 million.
Yeah, so we're talking about like 30%,
Yeah, it's a significant.
35%
Damn.
could run all of it.
Could.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
such an opportunity.
You guys
It's so
know
crazy.
about the Pareto principle, right? The 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's alive and real, and even more so in the real estate space. It's probably closer to like a 90-10 or a 95-5.
Yeah. Interesting.
Go over it for the people who don't know what that is. Any of our listeners.
Yeah, so the nobody in this room.
Yeah.
The Pareto principle is this guy that in Europe somewhere basically identified that 80% of the land produced, or I'm sorry, 20% of the land produced 80% of the crops.
Okay. got it.
And so at that point, he's like, that's fascinating. I wonder where else that lives. And so it's like 20% of the activities produces 80% of the results. In most businesses, 20% of this business produces 80% of the results for the business. And so it's just this 80-20 principle that kind of lives everywhere.
Got it. Okay. You're welcome, viewers who are listening.
We didn't study that in Canada.
Yeah, no, we're just doing that for you guys, not for myself.
Yeah, that's just so. Like, how do you get the rest of them to produce? How do you change that culturally?
This is the
$1,000,000 question.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the vast majority of people that get into the space, they have this this preconceived notion that that they're not going to make money for a long period of time. It's fascinating to me. They have this belief that if I only sold a couple of houses in my first year, I'd be pretty proud of myself. But then they also go with, and my goal is to make $100,000.
Yeah.
So it's like this weird conundrum behind both. Like, I'm okay not making it because, look, it's common that you don't sell a lot of real estate in your first year.
Yeah.
So it's just this weird belief system behind the active agents coming into the business. And I think if we solved that, and that happens through education. Our barrier to entry to get into the business is wildly low.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's taught in that system is legally nuances that really don't serve us as the real estate agent in the community.
Of course not.
Right?
Dude, like we're like health and life licensed, all those sorts of things. Like there's nothing you read in a continuing education class other than maybe like some law stuff. You need to be aware of things that might have changed. But there's nothing in the training or in the test that actually helps you do the job well, other than maybe some product knowledge. But the actual product knowledge on the legal term has nothing to do with the real world application at all.
Which is
I'm guessing
bonkers.
it's the same in real estate too.
It really is. It's just the
It's like it's great we learned the
bar.
laws about 1976 and how this changed and how there's there's less paper now than there used to be.
Sure.
Nobody gives a shit.
Or
Doesn't
they
help
talk
me do
about
my
like
job better.
meridian, lot lines, plots, and lands, and how to find the center of this from the equator, and like what?
Yeah, exactly. It's like when I recruit Mike, like there's people to tell us that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they don't teach you about how to acquire clients.
Right.
They don't teach you how to actually negotiate and be a fiduciary to those clients and
Right.
represent them appropriately contractually.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
teach you how to write a buyer broker agreement or a
Because
listing
that's where
agreement.
people get in trouble.
Big time. Big time.
Yeah.
So I guess if you want to be a real estate attorney, you probably pay attention on those. But most people aren't even paying attention, and then they go out in the world.
Interesting.
But they have this like weird skewed belief on, I don't know. The thing is that there's 5 things that has to show up on top producers' schedules. And you know this because I've introduced you to several of my coaching clients, and they're wildly protective of their time.
Very much so.
And they should be, right? But
Yes.
almost all of them still practice their skill set every day in one way, shape, or form, but it's purposeful. So they spend 15 or 20 minutes before they actually get into the day, and they role play. They have conversational practices. Here's an objection that we're hearing. How do you overcome that? Or what could I start saying that I'm not saying? Because it's not winning. I'm not benefiting from the way I'm responding to this. Like, well, I'm going to wait until interest rates go back down. How do you respond to that?
Fair point.
Or hey, I was just looking on your website. You can take me off your list. How do you respond to that? You have to get really, really good with the options and how you engage so people are more apt to have a conversation with you.
Right.
Right? So you got to practice it. And then they go into lead generation. It's the second thing on the schedule. Then we go into lead follow-up. If you're not generating leads, you don't need to follow up with leads. Right? So
Well said.
we're following up. So we usually
that
have
caught me funny.
2 to
I
3
like that.
hours of lead generation followed by 45 minutes or so of lead follow-up, where we're actually following up to move people forward. They said
Right.
they wanted to buy, sell, or invest in real estate at some point in time. Let's follow up. Just keep in front of them.
Like, let's go.
Yep. Then we need to schedule appointments and go on appointments. So we got to have a time block to say, hey, I go on appointments between this time and this time, whether it's showing properties or going out on a listing appointment. Like, we're on appointments with people. And then we need to prepare time for negotiations. We have to block out time for negotiating contracts. Those are the 5 things that truly need to be in somebody's schedule with a high degree of consistency to see top agent results.
When you're coaching people, everyone wants to. You get everyone hyped up, right? Like just hearing this, you're like, "Fuck it, I'll be a real estate agent. Let's do it, right? Want to make a lot of money?
Let's
I
go,
can do those
Mikey.
5 things. I got this shit. Let's do
You
it."
think Mike and I can do it?
I think you'd be all right.
Oh, we'd fucking crush it. We'd crush it. Nathan and I would, it'd be good. But just question, because everyone talks a big game. Most people do who want to get in it, right? Like you got me all hyped up, ready to go. When do you cut the cord for somebody when they say they want to sign up and they want to do it, and then you realize it's just not for them?
When do I, as a coach?
Yeah, do you ever cut the cord where you're just like, dude,
100%.
I give you 3 chances. If you don't show up to 3 meetings, you're fired. If you don't hit these numbers, you're fired. Or how do you determine?
I don't have that issue with attendance because people like me and they just want to be in my environment, but I have an issue with integrity. And so when they say they're going to do something last week and they show up to the meeting and I say, great, hey, Mike, you said last week you were going to make 100 conversations and schedule 5 appointments. How'd you do? And you go, oh, I kind of messed around last week. It was a busy week, man, but I only got 30 conversations in and I only scheduled 1 appointment. But I'll tell you what, I went on 2 appointments because I did this open house, blah, blah, blah. I already don't even care. You told me you were going to do one thing and you chose to not do it. So what got in your way? And you're going to come up with some excuse.
Yeah.
So it's like 1 strike. You don't do that again, okay? You said you're going to do it. You chose not to do it. Are we going to play the same game again this week? No, I'm going to get it done this week. All right, what's your commitment? Is there anything that's going to prevent you from accomplishing that? No?
Nope.
Great. I'll talk to you next week.
Yep.
Then if you show up again next week and you do it again, hey, man, strike 2. I'm not going to play this game with you. How committed are you to this? We know this is the action that's going to serve you to achieve the goals that you set for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? By the way, those goals were important to you, right? Those goals are going to allow you to take your kids to Disney World this year, right?
Damn. Yeah.
So what day this week are you going to go get eyeball to eyeball with your, how old is your kid?
8 years old.
What day this week are you going to go get eyeball to eyeball with your 8-year-old and say, hey, son, I'm just not committed to working as hard
Aaron.
as you want, as you probably want me to, because I just don't care about taking you to Disney World this year.
Oh, God, Jesus.
I'm not willing to work that hard.
That's fucking brutal, dude.
Yeah.
It's truthful, but it's brutal.
Bro,
Yeah.
it's really an alignment. Like we have a phrase here that we use a lot. We say a priority is only a priority if it changes what you do.
Yes. That is so real.
I'm sweating now.
We say that regularly, and we tell people there's only really 2 ways you can figure out what your priorities are.
Yeah.
Number 1 is your checkbook, and the second thing is your calendar. And if you combine your checkbook and your calendar, you can almost immediately figure out what your actual priorities are.
For sure. And as a real estate agent, or most people, you can actually look at their schedule and identify what their real priorities are. If there's nothing in their schedule, they don't prioritize much.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that a lot too. Like, there's some people that we talk about where people are like, "Oh, my kids are my priority." Like people say that because it's a nice little thing to say, and you're like, "Yeah, but we're not going to spend the money to go on a family vacation, but they'll go blow $800 a month at the bar."
Right.
And you're like, "Walk me through this again. What's your priority again?
Yeah.
How does this work for you exactly?" So that's really interesting. I like that. Like,
Dude, you said
who's
go look at
look at your kid in the eye
and tell him sorry, dude.
I'm not willing to work hard enough.
Oh God, I like that.
We need to just breathe for a moment.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking insane, dude. I mean, that's the reality of a lot of it too. It's like it's just fuck, dude.
But don't you
That was
think, like
good.
Mike? Don't you think like if you're like a real high producer, that's the kind of shit people respond to? Don't you think, Mike?
Yeah, I mean that's what hits home. It's like it's one of those things like, dude, you're lying to yourself. It's like you're making me look in the mirror right now and say, damn, dude, you really are all just talk. And you really have to reevaluate, like, what do you not like or what do you not want to do, or is it something you just can't do or what? That's a big mental shift, dude. But again, you don't waste time. I hate wasting time. The one thing that I told Nathan, like, I don't want to talk too much shit about them, is on his team. I was like, dude, well, fuck it. I was like, I was like, just stop wasting time with these other guys, dude. They're not producing. They're not doing shit. Like we did the same thing. We'd show up to our meeting next week. How many meetings did you set? How many people did you follow up with? How many blah, blah, blah. And everyone made excuses. Not everyone. Some people made excuses. Other people just had reasons.
Some people genuinely tried and couldn't do it.
Yeah. You know, so these weren't hitting.
That happened too.
And I'm like, dude, I'm the only one. I'm the only one consistent. Like everyone gets the first like couple months down because they go to the warm leads and shit. Then after that, it's like people start failing.
Then the real
those
work
numbers.
starts.
Yeah. And I'm like,
okay with failing.
Totally.
As long as you did the work.
Yeah.
If you showed up and said, hey, I hit my contacts, I didn't get my appointment scheduled, well, that's a result of the activity. And what that tells me is that you just suck at what you're doing.
Yep.
So we have a skill deficiency that we need to focus on.
Yeah. But it also, in your case, that also gives you a place where you can coach.
Right.
Like, where can I insert myself to be helpful?
Yeah, we can actually interrogate reality now and learn that, hey, you're not
reality.
You're not very good at this.
Yeah.
That's a great line.
That data is telling us where we need to focus our energy and attention on.
Yeah.
Because this is what causes us to get to the next step. And if you don't get there, you ain't getting to the finish line.
Yeah.
Right? 100 times over in this calendar year.
yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
But that's what we're saying. That's not
It's
saying.
one
Like,
every 3 days. It's selling a house every 3 days. It's moving.
but client acquisition, I'm saying number
That's
one.
the game.
Like you're saying, it's all it is. Like I remember we had a lot of people who I remembered on that team that I just talked about. There's a lot of people who would like just continue to study it before they went and talked to like, I need to know this before like, will they ask these questions? Like,
Yes.
dude, the one, I mean, I'm really good at like talking my way out of things. So I would just like, if they ask me the questions, I just learned how to like deflect it, but tell them I'll get an answer for them.
Yeah.
Or just kind of like reroute the question to go back to like something where we both in common, and then be like, oh, actually, I got to get going here.
We also were just really
defer
honest
it.
sometimes. We're like, yeah, we don't know, but we'll find out.
Yeah, that too.
Like, just honest. Like, I don't know.
People respect that at a high level. Now, here, you made a comment, though. It's like, as adults and professionals, especially high net worth individuals, nobody talks to them this way. Nobody gives them a reality bomb or a real candor in their conversation. There's a lot of fluff out there.
Yeah.
So when they invest in coaching and they hire me, and this is the path that we're going through, this is my job as their coaching partner that they're making a significant investment in for a small amount of time. I got to do something powerful, right? This is not just fun and games here.
Don't you find that the most successful people typically run like towards accountability and not from it? Or do you think it's just even across the board, everybody runs from accountability?
I feel like a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with accountability. Like I have 2 coaches myself, and I get sweaty palms before my calls with them every week.
Do you really?
To this day. Because it's like I love them, and I love the results in which I of who I'm becoming because of them. But I also hate that I know that I'm going to show up and be vulnerable and not look like I'm the big broker owner and the big team owner and like all that stuff. It gets very internal.
Dude, when's the last time you met with one of your coaches and you knew you were not up to par?
From me as the coach?
No,
as
the coachee.
Yeah.
Like where you came to me and you're like, oh fuck, this is not gonna go well.
Every week.
Why? What? There's no way you gotta feel like that every week.
I feel like that
Really?
regularly. And I feel like maybe that's just me and my own like self-defeating kind of talk. A lot of us have that. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that is very common. I show up just like, here we go. I'm going to get my ass handed to me because
But you keep showing up and
X,
keep
Y,
paying
and
for
Z.
it.
Yeah,
Why?
of course I do, because I actually grow from it.
Now we're getting somewhere.
I learn a lot about who I am because they are constantly putting the mirror back in front of me, reminding me of my commitments, reminding me of why we committed to it, what's important, holding me accountable to engaging appropriately, all the things.
This is the question. In just your mental state, why doesn't that turn to such... Why don't you look... I want to ask the right question here. Just give me a second. If you know that the results are positive, why do you still have trepidation over the conversation?
That means sweaty hands. Mm-hmm. For the listeners.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't like the idea of not looking good, or
You don't like letting people down.
I don't like letting people down. That's
like
probably
letting
what it
people down.
really is. And I feel like I like everything done yesterday.
Yeah.
Like
Standard CEO material.
right. And I am very aware of that. I hallucinate that it can get done tomorrow and it takes 3 months to finish a project. I'm aware of that. So I create awareness with my team. Like, this is who I am. I know this. Maybe it's a flaw. Maybe it's a strength. I'm not 100% sure, but this is my reality. I'm going to say we're going to get this done this week. We're going to work really diligently towards getting it done. And we're going to find out what happens.
Yeah. That's fair. We do that a lot too.
And when it fails, I'm going to take ownership over it. It's like, yeah. I totally overshot the timeline. I get it. I could see you guys are doing all the right things. That was on me.
Yeah.
But I do set really big goals that even my coaches are like, are you sure about that? I'm like, yes, 100%. I'm convicted. We're going to do that this month. Tell me the plan. I got the plan. It's this many actions. I got this. I got these core people behaving this way. We're having this, all the things. It's very logical. But then when you get into the work and the timeline, all the stuff shows up.
Most because you also lose control. You're not the one. You can lead the horse to water or not, right? You say, I got these 4 top agents, but when those agents have something happen in their family or something happen in their personal side or just feel like they lose motivation, then it's...
Well, it's even just outside of agents, because agents are independent contractors, right?
Yeah.
And they partner with me because they have a belief, and they should make more money and have more quality of life with me than they probably would without me. But it's more than just them. It's actually staff members and people that are... They have a job. It's like, hey, this is the job. This is the expectation. Here's the timeline.
Yeah.
There's a high fail rate in achieving timelines on these measurable goals. Right? And I find myself frustrated with that, rightfully so.
Yeah.
And there's the other person on the other side saying, could you have done that?
Yeah, there's like the human element to it that's not
Correct.
a number.
Yeah, correct.
I struggle with the same thing.
Yeah, it's like, well, she was sick.
mind, yeah.
You know, are you really going to judge her performance because she got ill?
Yes. Absolutely.
You're going to fire this person?
Do not. There is no try.
One day.
The hardest thing is like what I get. I think when doing what you're doing right now, and what was hard for me. So I tried doing like sales management for a minute, and it was not my thing. I can't. It's hard for me to, because I'm very much I respond well to people like you who say hold the mirror up to me, because like I know what the fuck I am, who I am. I used to wake up to the motivational videos all the time, like when I first got started. You know, just like, you know, you have to be obsessed with this shit. If you want to be anything, you gotta be obsessed. You're number one. And I'd wake up. The first thing I do when I wake up, I go on YouTube on my phone, play it, and just lay my head back down, just listen to CT Fletcher and all these guys just screaming at me.
So you stayed laying in bed listening to this? The thing that says, get out of bed, let's go.
But that's why I would lay in bed for like another 2 minutes until like they say, you know, like don't be like, if you don't want to be a little pussy, get the fuck up. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm up. And I get up and I start listening to it more, and I go get ready, take the pre-workout and get ready to go to the gym and stuff.
Right.
But it was like the very first thing I heard was that. But not everyone responds well to that, right? I was a trainer at the warehouse I used to work at, and some people, I'd be like, if you want to go home early, stop bitching and fucking pick faster. Stop talking the goddamn aisles and
Finish
pick faster.
your job.
Yeah, I'm not going to be the one carrying your asses the entire fucking time if you want to go home. I want to go home, and I'm not going to slouch because you want somebody else to pick up the slack.
Yeah.
But not everyone responds to that.
No.
And then what Nathan and I have had a hard time doing is like we are like that. So we talk to our employees sometimes with not that tone, but like that fire that we have, and
The
realizing
energy,
that they're like, I just want to clock off and call it a day, man. This isn't my company. And we're like, fuck. Like, you know, how do you not have that fire? So coaching people on your side, it's just, I don't know, like when you're saying look at your kid and that, I mean, that could fucking break someone because they're just really not mentally ready like they're not a business owner, an entrepreneur, like,
or they don't have kids.
Yeah, well, they don't have.
You have to find the reasons you're choosing to do this.
Yeah,
and that's something I think a lot of people
Yeah.
don't truly understand. It's like, well, why do you want to make $1 million in a year?
Yeah. For what reason?
I don't know. Sounds cool. I'll be rich.
Personal goal.
Well, tell me more about that.
Why?
Yeah. What would life look like if you actually had this? If you're depositing 85 grand a month in your bank account consistently, month after month after month, what would you be doing? Where would you be sending your money? What would you be giving money to? Like all the things. You have to really get a vivid picture that they are like, this is the life that I truly, truly desire to have.
Yeah.
And then you anchor that in.
Got it.
Right?
Okay, yeah.
We're going to commit to this.
Yeah.
Now, with people with children, oftentimes that's an easy pull, right? If you had this showing up, what would life look like with the kids? Oh, you take them to Disney. How much would that cost? And what's preventing you from doing it now? Because you don't have the money, so you're committed to this one thing, right?
Yeah.
Now, what could we do to level that thing up? What about flying private or first class for the whole family? What would that change to the economics scenario? How many more transactions?
Yeah.
Whatever. What if you went to, the Duck Keys and rented out, cool spot for a week while you're in Florida and expanded on your vacation? What if you went island hopping? Tell me more. Would you enjoy that? This is a once in a lifetime experience that you can have with your kids. Now, once you're like, I want all this, great. And we identified that's a $50,000 adventure for you and your family. Okay. Mm-hmm. What would life need to look like for you to make this kind of money? It's X number more transactions. Okay. So this week, why don't we go home and tell the family we're going to do this amazing vacation this time next year?
That's so good. Go home and tell your family.
Yeah, this is what we're committed to doing. Let's build a thermostat on the wall and have the kids fill in the chart on every time you get a new sale or whatever the KPIs, the key performance indicators are that you're measuring. Every time, like, get the family involved.
That does make sense, though, because my oldest son started coming to the gym with me in this last year. I'll tell you what, you don't ever work out as hard as you do the first time you take your son to a gym. Oh, my gosh. Bro, I was so sore. But I was like,
for sure.
There's no way, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just like cranking him out. Yeah, you got to... The phrase I say is the old wolf still has strength, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to model the behaviors, though. And that's the thing. It's like, if you, as a solo agent or as a person...
A fly got in here somehow. It's very colorful.
If you're running a business...
Walk on the wire.
And if you're not being observed by people that you respect or admire, or like you wouldn't want to be criticized by, imagine your mentor watching you through the window or your family watching you through the window while you're working.
Right,
Would they be proud of you? Would they be like, oh my gosh, they leave our house to go to work and they actually are working all day? I'm so grateful. Or would they be like, are they scrolling Instagram? What are they doing? They're just hanging out at work, messing around instead of hanging out with the family at home? Like, what's going on here? Would they be proud if they watched you and observed you as a fly on the wall?
Or on the cable.
On the cable.
Damn, dude. Yeah, it's the hardest thing for me or with my kiddo and just doing this, right? Like, because we don't have like a labor intense job. His stepdad works construction, so it's easy for him to say, oh, he drives that machine, he built that house. So for me, I'm like, okay, when he's at home, I'm doing some meetings at home or whatever, I let the person know, hey, I got my kiddo here, summer break, blah, blah, blah. But I always can tell he's listening, and then he always wants to come in and just say hi. Like, he's always checking. So I know he's listening, but it also makes me nervous because I'm talking to them like he's listening. So yeah. I don't know. It just kind of throws. It's like I don't do well when people stare at me. Like I'm like, am I walking weird? It's like because everyone's watching me now. But it is kind of cool to see the family kind of get involved. So because he never sees me at work. I have him on the weekends, right? When I have him, and we don't do any work because we've built our entire company on when we're with our kids, we're with our kids.
Sure.
So now that it's summer break and he's seen me on a couple of meetings, it's just really cool for him to he's like, oh shit, dad's actually working.
It's pretty amazing.
But then the hard part is he's like, well, I'm playing Fortnite while you're doing the meeting. So can I just come to work with you every day? And I'm like, damn it. That's cool, man. I like the fact that you find their whys and you just hold them accountable to their own whys, and then getting the family involved. Because we talk often to our guests on the podcast about like how their family reacts, right? Like, hey, when you jumped onto this journey, did you have the wife support? Did you have a girlfriend support? Did you have your parents support? Did you have your kids support? Like, how was it? And most of them, it's been hit or miss for a lot of them, like if they have that support or not. But getting the whole family involved is really fucking cool, dude. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Like kids get excited,
Yeah,
like,
me
we
neither.
closed another deal. They have no idea what happened, but they saw the marker go up and the goal's getting there. So that's cool.
Literally earlier today, I taught a class to my brokerage, and one of our top agents, he made just under $3 million last year. He shared a story. He's like, Aaron, I was talking with my mom called me a couple days ago, and she goes, "What are you doing, honey?" He goes, I'm building my $1 million business right now. And she laughed. She's like, "Oh, you're silly." He goes, "No, I'm really building my $1 million business right now." And she's like, "Okay, what are you really doing?" "I'm really building my $1 million business right now."
Oh, hurts to hear that.
And
dude.
she's just like, when your goals are big enough that makes people laugh or like go, "Yeah, right."
Dude.
That's a good place to be. Set big goals.
Man,
Nathan, I have a hard spot with that.
I have a couple personal
Yeah.
stories about that. It's really challenging. I remember like when I first got into financial services and was before that I worked in ministry and churches and honestly don't make anything at all. You know, I think my best year ever I made $60,000. You know,
I've heard your Spotify music, by the way.
Oh God, I don't even know how it got on there. I never put it on there. Somebody, it's terrible.
Yeah, where's the applause button?
It's
You have a great voice. What are you talking about?
we shall never talk about that again. Thank you very much.
Nathan Ganz, Spotify, G
Oh my God! Please don't.
G-A-N-Z.
Please don't.
Nathan,
do this.
if you can't find
I
it,
hate both of
Nathaniel.
you so much. No, I don't even remember what I was gonna say. Okay, no, I do. I remember when I first got into financial services and sharing with my dad like what I wanted to do and kind of where I thought I could go and the money I could kind of make and you know where I was trying to lead my family. My dad even didn't just take the family slant on it; he put a spiritual slant on it. He's like, "I just don't know if that's what God has for you."
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, don't put that burden. What?
Yeah.
God doesn't want me to provide for my family? Like, what are you? What?
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's a
that's
big deal.
Crazy. And I remember my now ex-wife. You know, my first year in financial services, I remember her sitting me down and looking at me and be like, "When are you gonna get a real job?" Mm-hmm. And I'm like, "I have a real job. I don't."
I know.
I wasn't making a lot. I was working so hard.
It's
and
so
just
sad,
It's
man.
so demoralizing for a man, or I should say just for a man. It could be for anybody. When you're putting your heart and soul into something and the person you want the affirmation from so badly to be
Right.
like, "Baby, we're in this together. We're going to make it." They're like, "So when are you going to do something that matters?" And you're like,
Yeah.
bro, it just was so challenging for me. And the fact that I got through that, even with that support system, was really weird. You know, and then once I started making money, my ex-wife didn't complain when we bought the house.
Right.
You know, there were no complaints that year. But it's like, you know, it's like it just the mental fortitude it takes to build anything worthwhile is tremendous. And then you add on top of that a lack of encouragement from the people you want it from the most. It's almost a recipe for disaster.
It really is. It's that insertion of those limiting beliefs, and you don't even know that they're there. But you got somebody else that you look up to that is shitting on your goals, and they're basically saying you can't do that. You shouldn't focus on that. You don't want to that. And then they might put a spiritual element to it, which is, hey, this is not godlike. This is not healthy.
Like, wow. Okay.
Like, whoa.
Like I remember
That's
walking.
not
I remember walking.
true.
Like I'll give you an example. I remember walking by a building in downtown Vancouver, right on the waterfront, with my mom. I remember what we were doing. We were together for some reason. We're walking down, and I remember I was just starting in financial services, and I remember walking by this building, going, "Man, all I could think about every time I see a building like that is like somebody owns that." Mm-hmm. And my mom goes, "All I could think about is all the taxes you'd have to pay." And I'm like, "Mom, when you're clearing $40,000 a month, you don't give a shit about the taxes."
Right. I think you're all right.
It's just so it's like I feel like I'm like an alien. Like I feel like I don't fit in really like at all. And you know, my dad owned his whole business my whole life. And so I respect the hell out of that because he had 6 kids. We ate every day of our life. We always had a roof over our heads. I don't ever remember the heat getting turned off. I remember some really tight days. Like I remember I remember, you know, we have some pretty famous stories in our family about how, like, I remember one story. I might be a little bit off on this, but it was one of those ones where we had all left for church, and my mom and dad are like, we don't know what to do. We literally have no food. Like, there's no food left in the house. Like, we ate all of it for breakfast, and there's nothing left, and we have no money. And you know, it's not a thing where you're, you know, probably like you and I and Mike, like we probably wouldn't ask for a lot of help. You know, like I would feel embarrassed and stuff like that. So they go to church, and I remember my dad telling me that he and my mom were just kind of holding hands in church, like praying, like, what are we going to do? And they came back, and there was a crate of eggs on their doorstep.
Wow.
A crate, like a whole crate. And they're like, guess we're having eggs. And they to this day have no idea where it came from, don't know who put it there, don't know why, don't know how, don't know nothing, and like did all that. So like super grateful for that. But the point I'm trying to make is like I have the utmost respect for my father for what he did, the hours that he worked for our family. He missed a lot, but he also worked really hard. And for me, I never took that as a slant. I always look at that as like, well, my dad's working hard. I respect that. Like he's provided for for our family. My mom, for the vast majority of my life, didn't work outside of the home. Like, did a great job taking care of us and things like that. But we were definitely on the poor side for sure. And I think about that, and I think about like as great as that story is, I don't want anybody to have to put crate of eggs on my doorstep.
Right.
I don't ever want that. I remember being so broke one time when I was really going through like a really challenging season of life where literally my car had to go into the shop for something. I can't remember what it was, and I needed to get a rental car. And I remember I had like my suit and tie on. I looked sharp. I looked good. I had everything ready to go. I go in the car rental place, and they're like, yeah, okay, it's just going to be like a $99 hold. I'm like, I don't have $99. And they're like, well, can you just like put on a credit card? I was like, I don't have $99. And she's like, okay, well, like she was working with me. It took several minutes, but we got all the way down to 1 penny. And I was like, man, I don't know how to explain to this any different. Every single credit card I have is maxed out or over. I am overdrawn. I literally have, if you give me this card, the first thing I'm doing is I'm going down to our office, and there's a $2,000 check waiting for me at the office. I'm going to get it. I'll come back. And she was so generous. She swiped her own personal card.
Wow.
So I could put a penny on there just so I could get it. And I remember saying to myself, this is never going to happen again. Because I just felt like I was just in the same spot as my parents have been forever. And it's like, I just didn't want that to be my story. And I just felt really challenged that somehow wasn't good enough for my dad. That like I just didn't want that version of that story. Like I'm grateful for that. I think it's a beautiful, miraculous story. The coincidence is too coincidental for it to just be abstract. I mean, that's crazy, right? But at the end of the day, it's like that's just not.
Do you think they're jealous though?
Family.
Do you think like that?
My parents?
Yeah, of like what you're doing now. Because a part of me feels like that's with my parents. It's like
jealousy, but pride.
Maybe that's it. Because we have I remember like same kind of, not the same story, but like when I started, they're like, oh, you left your job to make nothing, and I'm like, yes. You cashed your 401k out for hopes and dreams, yes. They all thought I was an idiot and stuff. They're what are you doing when you get same thing, go get a real job and all that stuff and blah blah blah. But nowadays it's like I hang out with friends, like Brandon was on here, Brandon Skinner, and other people who are very successful entrepreneurs. We all hang out. But recently, we're huge hockey fans, and my dad, we go to like the Winterhawks game, but we sat in those same seats. I brought my dad, right? And he's like, I've never been down here. This is so cool. Like, how much do these cost? Blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, dude, it doesn't matter. It's like, we got everything's taken care of. We're good. Like, he just thought it was super cool. And then the NHL playoffs started. Right. And Brandon would go to he would just hop to every single NHL game and be front and center. And I would show him, he would send me videos, of just like where he's at. Cause I think it's super cool. Right. It's not bragging to me. It's like, you worked your ass off. I know your story. That's cool. I'll get there one day. And then, but I showed my dad and he's like, how old is this guy again? Kind of like, there's no way this is possible. My dad, I'm like, dude, this is like, I want to do this. Like, this is what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm 30. I'm the youngest one of all of us. I'm 36 years old. Like in 4 years, there's no way I don't have the ability to take the company where we're at with, and find a way where I can take us to these games. Like, you've never done 100%. It and you're, in your 70s or whatever, you've never done it. I'm going to be able to do this in 4 more years. Like, I'm going to do it and I will take you and we're going to do it. But it's just like, I don't know, because sometimes I feel like to him, I'm just like, I'm not trying to brag, but it's just like when you hang out with other friends, like you'd say, oh, we just hit X amount of dollars in our revenue this year or this month. And people are like, I found it, maybe you have too, but like I found that there's very few people I could talk to about that kind of stuff. It is, because it sounds like you're bragging.
Do you have the same problem?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a real deal. I mean, they say that it's lonely at the top.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Like
validity to that.
I remember our first month where we did over $100,000 in revenue. Like the first month we did over $100,000 in revenue. I was so excited, and I remember
I know what to tell.
Who am I going to tell?
We called each other.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's an epic high five. showing
yeah.
up.
Like I sent him like a really cool text about like kind of just where our finances are this year compared to last
Well,
year.
that doesn't count because I was not available at the moment. But
No, I'm saying I just texted you,
okay,
but like
yeah.
there's not really anybody else to text that.
yeah,
You know, because it's like you're not bragging, but you just know how hard you work to get there. Because of all the accolades you've had,
Yep.
it's not been a linear ride.
No, there's a lot of low lows too throughout this whole thing.
Yeah.
I was gonna get out of the business.
Yeah.
yeah, you're about to be a cop.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Right.
We would have been best friends back in the day.
Yeah, you would have picked them up a lot. You guys would have driven together a lot more.
I think that goes back to the coaching partnerships as well. Like they are a paid service provider for me, but I really value them and their relationships with me. So I actually do call them and celebrate successes and share my failures and my hard times with them outside of our normal coaching calls. Like sometimes it can be a little therapeutic.
that's really wise. So I have an overarching theory that we've talked about quite a bit. Me and Mike have. And my theory is part of the reason it's difficult to share successes is because people don't connect through successes; they actually connect through failure. So, like for example, if I don't know somebody and I just tell them all about all the great things that I've ever done, they're like, they might be. Cool,
job.
good for you.
Yeah.
But like, let's say they went through something really disheartening, like something really big and tragic, and I'm like, yeah, my family, we had something like that too. Like, I actually went through a loss of, I lost so and so that was really special to me, and like, you talk to that pain point that you both have, and you're like, maybe you both lost your grandparents, or like, something that you can share in that pain. That actually is more connecting than sharing in successes. So I think it takes I think strategically it's smart that you do both, and I find that there's a very few people that you really do feel intrinsically connected when sharing successes and failures or low points. But by and large, I think if you take the 80-20 principle, it's 99% of people connect through failure and 1% connect through successes.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you are some of the people that you hang out with too. So if
Sure.
you're not hanging out with other successful people, you're gonna stay in that lower.
Dude,
quadrant.
I heard an adaptation on this the other day. I'll just throw this out to you. That a lot of people say you're the sum total of your top closest friends,
5 or whatever.
top 5 closest friends, whatever. Which I think there's tremendous truth in that. I also think I heard it said this way: you are the sum total of the top 5 people who influence you.
Yes.
Because you mentioned a book earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
There might be somebody who's an author who's influenced you tremendously, who you've never met and hung out with.
100%.
But it's like but the reason why the top 5 works is because typically that top 5 are the biggest influence into your brain. But there are other people who could have more influence who you've never met. So like if you take the sum total, maybe a combination of who you're hanging out with and who actually influences you, I think you will figure out your trajectory.
I think it's more than that. I think it's just who you spend the most time with.
You think so?
And if you're spending the most time with the mentors in the books and you're learning from them a lot, you're going to form a deep relationship with them and you're going to connect with them. Like John Maxwell.
Yeah.
That man has
Amazing.
written all the leadership books. He's an incredible mentor. I respect him wholeheartedly. Have had the opportunity to meet him once, but he wouldn't know my name. Right. But I feel deeply connected to this man because I've spent hours upon hours upon hours of learning from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That is so interesting to me. Yeah, it's like
That was CT Fletcher for me. I'd watch all of his YouTube videos. Motherfucker, just yoked dude, just talking shit to everyone. Yeah.
When I was
he and I are a lot
Iron Man
alike.
training,
And
it
actually-
was David
actually-
Goggins for me.
Yeah. So
David
similar.
Goggins.
Similar.
Who's gonna carry the pose?
Yes.
Who's gonna
Very
I
similar.
don't know, bro, but like
Very similar. And then I met him in real life, and that was really cool. I told him I actually made a poster and everything. I had him sign it. I thought it was so fucking cool. I was like, I made a poster. Yeah,
I love this.
He has. I can't remember what all the bar right now.
Fangirling all over him.
100%. He had the 10 commandments of weightlifting and stuff. Number 1 was like, don't be a bitch. And I was like, yes, dude. So I got that guy to sign the poster. It was cool as hell.
bro, do you got any more like athletic endeavors you're doing this year? Like you've done so much.
Yeah, Mr.
stuff,
Iron Man.
Yeah, Mr. Iron Man running 800,000 miles a year or some stuff.
Yeah, no.
Buying a new pair of shoes every 4 days.
warming up
Yeah,
at
it felt
5
like
miles?
it. It felt like it.
God,
Yeah. Did
dude.
you know that shoes have mileage on them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's about 200 miles for a pair of running shoes.
Yeah, it takes me about 10 years.
It was taking me like a week and a half.
yeah, dude, that's crazy. How much do you run these days?
None.
Really?
Yeah, I got Morton's neuroma in my foot.
God.
Yeah.
I've had that. The little pain thing. It feels like a little thing.
It feels like glass in
I've
my...
had it.
Oh, it's rough.
I had it. It was terrible. What did
So-
you do? Did you do anything to get rid of it?
It's still there.
Yeah.
And we're talking a year and a half in, and the foot doctors are basically saying, hey, you got cortisol shots as your option.
Yep.
But if I do that and
then,
continue to run, it's only going to get worse, and then I'm going to be hobbling around an old man.
The other thing is Botox.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Botox works for it as well. I
I've explored
had
it
it
all.
for almost a year. It was brutal. And me and my, once this comes out, my wife. Aww.
That's crazy.
That was
He's getting married in 2 days.
So weird. Cool. So crazy. We walk a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot. Like that's like how we connect as we go for walks. So I'll go home and we'll go for an hour-long walk. So we call them city hikes if it's over a mile. Like on average last year, I think on average I averaged almost 12,000 steps a day. Like, which is not running. But for just moving,
that's
just
a lot.
overall movement, it's a lot. So it's several miles. It's like 5-6 miles a day basically I walk on a general basis. So to have that kind of pain, dude, I would wake up and could not put my foot on the floor. Like just brutal, man. It's tough.
Yeah.
So I actually didn't end up doing any formal treatment other than just like ice and like some ibuprofen when it got really bad. Because what I found out, and as you probably know, it's like it's stuck in like that little nerve, and so the nerve starts spasming, and then it just cycles. And so the only way to get it to stop is you have to stop using it, which means you cannot walk.
Right. I had pads in my feet.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It does not matter.
No.
It's absolutely insane. This thing is
Dude,
crazy.
it's-
And we need some chopsticks.
You need one of those salt guns.
Yeah.
I don't want to
New
do
York
it.
Times bestseller.
No.
Ew.
Yeah.
Kit.
What a way
that one's half off.
way to go.
That one's half off. Yeah. No, he don't. He gone.
He gone.
Protein. I'll give you $20 if you eat that.
Absolutely not.
I'll match it.
No.
Okay, fine. 21.
Nope. My cat will eat it. But I ain't eating that. Look at that. He didn't bleed everywhere. He's just dead.
All right, Aaron, let's wrap this thing up because there's been so much good stuff in here. So let's talk to the people real quick. Let's give them a message of people that you work with, which are real estate agents, both in your brokerage and coaches. What would be like if you could have like a 30 to 60 second sound off of encouragement, advice, something for these people? Like, what would your message be to them?
I'd say find your people first and find like who you want to be in business with and surround yourself with those people because they're going to help you think bigger and take bigger action towards achieving those goals. Don't hang out with people that just tell you the nice things regularly. Find people that are being honest with you and transparent around you achieving your goals and why. Just stay with the right people.
It's true.
It's wonderful. All right, we're going to end this on what ChatGPT thinks you should do better in your business.
Speaking
of listening
it's
to
going to be
people.
a novel.
All right.
That's funny. I didn't know you did that.
I asked ChatGPT after they told me all the wonderful things about you. I said, what does he need to do to perform better? Just for
Cialis.
Just for Cialis.
Is that what it said?
Areas for improvement optimization. Aaron Hurd is already an accomplished real estate leader, coach, and operator, but even top performers can elevate further.
Amen.
Here's a tailored breakdown of what he could do to perform better based on his current profile, team leadership role, and industry trends. Number 1, leverage personal branding more aggressively.
Yep.
Don't
What
follow
do you
the
think
herd
about
unless
that?
it's this one, bro. I'm
Hey!
telling you, man. ChatGPT agrees too.
Showcase more client-centered success metrics. I don't even know what that means. And
I
then
like it,
they
though.
said, then they said, develop a scalable coaching brand. Coaches underneath you. Is that what that would mean? Have
Yep.
you ever thought about that?
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
Knee deep in the woods on it right now.
Listen, this thing is really crazy.
Yeah. The future of coaching is
some of it was
very
dumb, but
interesting.
whatever.
Yeah.
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 The future of coaching with AI integration and all that, I mean, it's going to be wildly scalable in the future and it'll be a lot more affordable for people.
Yeah.
Because the billing that I charge right now is just not attainable for so many people. And we want to have everybody in a coaching partnership with somebody that can move them forward.
Yeah.
AI is going to help a lot with that.
Yeah. I work with an agency that has AI pretty much listen to all their initial phone calls and it reads it and it gives them a transcript and gives them all the bullet points of what they could have done better and it's dialed.
Oh, yeah.
Like dialed. So like literally every phone call is recorded.
Yep.
And like here's your print. They're like it's basically like having like a principal broker or a mentor because you're training it what you want your agents to say.
Yeah,
it
and
can
how
do it-
you would
and it can do
respond, all that,
it
yeah.
does the report almost instantly.
Yeah.
And it'll like take you to like highlights of the call of where to go. And I'm like, dude, if I had that kind of sales training, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like we had good sales training, but it wasn't like that.
Right.
You're just regurgitating what you think happened on the call. And then the coach is trying to help you with what your perception of it was, which can't be the truth.
No.
Like it's your truth of what happened.
Also depends on how honest they are coming to the call.
1,000%. 1,000%. So I just think that kind of stuff is really interesting. So I guess we'll see what all goes, but we're very fascinated. We keep trying to find ways to integrate technology and AI into our businesses, and I know you probably are too. So it's super cool. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And thanks for letting us learn a little bit more about
The other side. Now we're back. No, you're right. It wasn't the end.
did it.
My bad.
You did it.
Good job, Aaron. Good job.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, not that one. Fat fingers. And fade out.
Well done, bro. You did it. Don't follow the herd. Unless it's this one.